Alright, so here's the thing. I was just really bored. I didn't know what kind of video to upload, so I did a little Googling and I saw this NHL hockey teams quiz, like actual trivia questions. Um, I don't know if this website's like a reliable source or like if this is outdated or not, but it was one of the only ones I can find. So I'm just gonna do this and just test my knowledge, which my knowledge about the sports itself is very minimal, but I'm just doing this for fun. I just wanna learn something, you know. About this quiz, NHL is one of the oldest professional sports league in North America. Which, okay, I actually didn't know that. I didn't think that this was the oldest. That's crazy. Okay, but I did remember that it started off as the NHA, which if I remember correctly, I think the Montreal Canadiens were part of the NHA before the NHL was even a thing. See, I knew that much. Because I've been studying. Yeah, it even brings on the Montreal Canadiens right there. I'm pretty sure like that team's the oldest. So, yeah, I'm just gonna do this and then just see how well I do. Alright, here we go. I guess we'll just start here. Start quiz. What city's gonna be home in the 30-second? Oh. Okay, this is definitely a little bit dated. I think Seattle's the only one with a hockey team, right? So I'm just gonna say Seattle. Yep, perfect. Next question. Of all the current ones, which team's the newest? I'm assuming this before Utah Mammoth existed. I'm going with the Golden Knights. Boom. Why is the Anaheim team named after the Ducks? It's because it was named after the movie. Which I thought was just a coincidence, but apparently it wasn't. Okay, in 1994, another Montreal team came into existence and was founded for... Oh, okay. Shit. It's either Maroons or... I'm gonna go with the Maroons. Yes! Maroon just sounded like a sports team name. I can't explain it. Which team plays their home games at the... Oh. It says Tampa? Well, then that's the Lightning. Okay, they're giving me some softball questions here. Alright. Which NHL franchise has secured more Stanley Cup wins than any... Uh-oh. Do I want to say Maple Leafs because they're the most popular, or do I want to say Canadiens because they're the oldest? I'm just going to go with the oldest. Yes! It was honestly a 50-50. Which NHL team would eventually become the Carolina Hurricanes? Oh. Shit. So they weren't always the Hurricanes. Okay. Well, it's not Minnesota North Stars because that team became the Dallas Stars. Hartford Whalers. Whalers sounds like a familiar team. Is either Whalers or Quakers. I'm going to go with the Hartford Whalers. Yes! Which team? Okay, well, I was really just talking about this. That'll be the Minnesota North Stars. I wish I could remember the exact name of that video, but I did watch a video that kind of gave me some insight, so I'm glad that actually came in handy. When was the last time a Canadian team won the Stanley Cup? Oh. I'm gonna say... Because I know the Oilers were dominating lately, but like this was made like before 2021, I think. I'm gonna say 2015. Fuck! 1993? I'm assuming that was prior to like the whole Oilers thing, but like yet again, I don't even remember if they won one or not. Okay. Before moving to Calgary, what city did the Flames play in? Fuck. I'm just gonna say Atlanta. Whew. Maybe that was mentioned in the video, I don't remember. Which team holds the longest Stanley Cup drought? Oh. So what team has went the longest without getting a win? I'm just gonna spitball something here. If it's not Colorado with Dallas, I'm just gonna go with Colorado. Maple Leaves. Okay, that's... Oh, they came close to winning several times, but okay. Shit. That sucks to be them then. Which former Canadian NHL team was sold to a new ownership group based in Denver? What? Okay, hold up. Let me actually think. What? Okay. I could have sworn those was mentioned in the video too, I think. I want to say Nordics. Yes. I almost wanted to say Winnipeg Jets, and I was like, no, the OG Winnipeg Jets moved to Arizona. I'm glad I got that one right. Okay, I read it wrong. While Cleveland doesn't currently have an NHL team, that wasn't always the case. What was their team called? Cavaliers. That's basketball. I'm just going to say it because it was brought up earlier. I'm just going to say Barons. Yeah, that checks out. Ohio does have one. It's just not in Cleveland. What is the most NHL franchises a single player has played for? A single player? Well, 30, that's almost like all of them except for 2. There's no way it's that. It's either 12 or 8. I'm going to say 12. Whew. What was that guy's name? Mike Sillinger. 12 different teams and was traded 9 times. I don't know if that's impressive or embarrassing. I couldn't tell you. How many teams were originally in the NHL? Okay, well, I know the answer to that. 6. 4? Okay, what am I missing here? Okay, that's how I got it mixed up, because I knew it was called the original 6, but I guess, okay. So what were the originals? The Montreal Wanderers, Montreal Canadiens, Ottawa Senators, and Toronto Hockey. Okay. That's... So the lore went a little bit deeper than I expected, so... Interesting. Which NHL team is only a few years removed from winning 2 Stanley Cups in a row? Only a few years removed from winning 2 in a row. This is really just a crapshoot because I have no idea. I'm just going to say Penguins. Okay, while the Penguins were bounced off of the playoffs embarrassingly in 2019, the team is only a few years removed from winning back-to-back Stanley Cups. They won in both 2016 and 2017. All right. What was the name of the now defunct NHL team in Hamilton? I don't even know where the fuck Hamilton is. I couldn't tell you. I'm just gonna say Tigers. I don't know why. It just makes sense. This former NHL team shares a name with a current MLB team. Oh. Interesting. Ooh. If it's somehow Red Sox or White Sox, I'm gonna shit my pants. I'm just gonna say it's it's either the Pirates or Reds. I'm just gonna say Pirates. Yep. Because it was the 2 Ps. Despite sharing a name, there's no connection between teams outside the fact that they're in the same city, but of all the NHL teams he played for, where did Wayne Gretzky end his playing career? I know he was most known for the Oilers. I know that because of Epic Rap Battles, but is that the one? Where did he end it? Or is it the... I'm just going to say the obvious. I'm just going to say the obvious because I don't want to feel like an idiot for guessing anything else. Well, or... I'm not even going to say my answer. I'm just going to click on one. I was literally contemplating Rangers, god damn it. So that was the last team he played for. Okay, interesting. The current Winnipeg Jets are not the same as the original Jets. Which team did the... Okay, I literally brought this up earlier. The Arizona Coyotes. Which is not an official team anymore. That team disbanded in 2024, so... That's how I know this quiz is outdated, but... Which NHL team league has the most wins in league history? Is that not the same as having the most Stanley Cups? Is that not the same? What's the difference between having the most wins and having the most Stanley Cups? I'm confused, because you would think, like, are they both not the same thing? I don't know. The St. Louis Blues weren't the first NHL team in the city. Which was the previous St. Louis team called? Well, it's not Rams, because that's NFL. Crocodiles is stupid. Eagles. Fortunately, financial struggles due to the Great Depression led to the team only being around for one. That's the second team that fell off due to the Great Depression. That's insane. How many NHL teams were added during the Great Expansion of 1967? I'm gonna say 6. Okay, I got that right. That's good. And then many of those expanded teams are still in the league today. I don't know what teams were added, because it doesn't say, but good to know. Of all American teams in the NHL, which has won the most Stanley Cups? Okay, so this is just the ones in the States. Okay. Fuck. I don't think it's Detroit. Part of me is just going to go with Boston Bruins. It's more humiliating when you bring up the name that you clearly thought was wrong, and it turns out that you were the one who was wrong. That's embarrassing. How many questions are in this quiz? I didn't take notice. How many NHL teams packed a house for every... Oh, I didn't even read that right. How many NHL teams packed the house for every home game? Which team had the lowest average attendance in the 2018-19 NHL season? Ooh. And 3 of them are in California. I'm just gonna say the Sharks. New York Islanders? Okay, well, I mean, I guess it's not too surprising. I mean, I guess if it was the Rangers, they would have been packed no problem. But Islanders, I mean, I guess I see it. In what year did the NHL add the Buffalo Sabres and Vancouver what? I feel like they would have to be later teams, but how later are we talking? And I watched the video about the history of these teams as well, but I don't know the years. 1984. 1970. At least I'm learning something. I might not be able to retain any of this information, but I am learning. Which NHL team finished with 8 wins in 1974-75 and is the owner of the worst season in history? Damn. That's... Ugh. Well, we've already learned from this question that Buffalo Sabres was recent. I think it would be hard calling them, like, the worst team, like, if they just started off. I don't think that would seem fair. I'm just gonna say the Capitals. I don't even know why I picked that, but I was right. Okay, so they're now one of the best, supposedly, at least at the time the split being made, but at one point they were considered the worst. Interesting. See, I knew Sabres wasn't correct, because they were a recent team at the time. While many NHL teams have a history of losing, which team has lost more games than anyone else? So this is now overall. I mean, we already know the Maple Leafs went through that drought, but like, does that necessarily mean that's correct? I'm just going to use that same logic as earlier and assume that's correct. So somehow one of the only hockey teams I knew before even studying the team names was also one of the worst. Yikes. Of the following teams, which one is currently on an NHL high 8-year playoff appearance drought? Okay, so 8 years without going into the playoffs. Okay. I don't think it's Oilers. Sabres could be likely. Also, I'm gonna go with the Sabres. If it's not the Sabres, I'm just gonna say then it's the Canucks. But it's the Sabres, okay. See, I don't really know about any of these, like, factual-wise. I'm just going off of vibes. Scoring goals is the name of the game in hockey. Which team scored the most goals in a single season? I'm just gonna say Oilers. Yeah, that checks out. What was the name of the founding team in the New Jersey Devils franchise? Oh. How about let's scroll back up to a previous question? Because I know we saw Hartford Whalers earlier. I know it's not California Golden Seals. They just like wiped off the face of the planet entirely. Fuck. Oh my god. I hate the fact that I can't remember. Because I know Hartford Whalers was brought up earlier. But like, was that the correct answer for that one? Because like... I know I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna click on it. Yeah. Damn, that was my second instinct. I knew Hartford Whaler was an answer for another question was right, but I didn't know what else to click. Fuck. I'm so stupid. Which team made headlines by appointing their goalie as captain for a few seasons in the late 2000s? Predators. Fuck. So, interesting. From goalie to captain, how many current NHL teams have never won a Stanley Cup? Oh. I don't think the number is that high. I don't think it's 20. I can see it being 12 or 7. Damn. Of the 31... Okay, I forgot because at the time of this there was only 31. I forgot about that. Yeah, that's fair. This team recently won their first NHL playoff series in 2019. Who are they? Fuck. I don't know. Hurricanes. I hate my life. Which team won the first Stanley Cup once it was exclusively awarded to NHL teams? Bruins. And it's Senators, because why not? Oh, that's it. 23 out of 35. Honestly, for not knowing jack shit, I think I could have done worse. But anyway, yeah, I thought this video would just be a little bit more exciting, but I guess now you guys can just make fun of me for how much of an idiot I truly am when it comes to a sport that I didn't really have a lot of knowledge about in the first place. But if you were playing along at home, let me know if you did better than me in the comments. And, yeah, I'll talk to you all later. Peace out. Take care.